So the 2020 season finally came to an end. Congratulations to the Lakers, 2020 champions. LeBron, of course, Finals MVP. I mean, at this point, what can you say? This man is doing things nobody expected. 4-time MVP, 4-time champ. I mean, at this point, can you really ask yourself, what's LeBron's value? I mean, he's doing things that nobody expected. I mean, this guy is 35 years old and still, in my opinion, number one athlete. Not even number one athlete, but number one ball player in the league. I mean, what value can you really put on LeBron right now?
He's the GOAT.
For sure. He's definitely the GOAT. I mean, but today we're not going to get into the whole GOAT debate. But if you was a GM, what would you ask yourself? You know, there's no cap space, and you had the opportunity to get LeBron. What value would you put on LeBron?
Man, I've always said he needs to. Well, I haven't always said this, but obviously he needs to be getting top dollar. And after seeing Pat Mahomes get 500, he should be at least getting 500, at least 500 million.
I disagree. If I was to pay LeBron, I'm telling you right now, I'm paying that man no more than $1 billion.
One B. Why? That's a lot of money.
He's worth it. I mean, this guy's Mr. 2010 decades. I mean, if you was to go to the finals at this point, you should put his name on that trophy. His name should be on that trophy at this point.
Yeah, everyone knows. I mean, you think about the GOATs of their eras. You got Jordan, you got Kobe, and now you have LeBron. His kids that come up now that don't know anything but LeBron. You can't even say anything about Jordan to them. They have no idea who that is. Just a guy that all the old heads talk about. So he would be worth that beat, to be honest.
That's for sure. But let's get into some numbers. And, I mean, you tell me why he's deserving. Since 2010 to now, obviously we know 2010 he made the decision. He went to Miami. He signed a 4-year contract, $110 million. Underpaid.
That was in Miami?
That was in Miami.
I never knew those numbers.
Definitely underpaid. 2011 finals, 17-7-6. 2012 finals, 28-10-7. 2013 finals, 25-10-7. And 2014 finals, 28-7-4. 2 championships.
Should have been 4.
Definitely should.
But I'm a biased Miami Heat fan.
Definitely should have been 4, but hey.
17? Run me them 2011 numbers again?
17-7-6. That's when he flopped against Dallas.
Jeez Louise. Anyway, continue.
It's crazy, but
JJ Barea locked him down.
So then he goes to Cleveland. His first contract is $42 million, 2 years. Then he does a 3-year with a 1-player option. Obviously, he opts out on the 3rd year for $100 million. But check this: 2015 finals, 35-13-8. 2016 finals, 29-11-8. 2017 finals, 33-12-10. And 2018 finals, 34-8-10. Finals MVP, wins the 2016 finals, beats the 73-19, and comes back from down 3-1.
Man, I remember that like it was yesterday.
The most historic finals ever. I mean, then he says, I'm still not done. I'm going to go to the West Coast, prove y'all that I can win on both coasts. I don't need to play at 8 o'clock. I play at 10:30 on the West time.
And to be honest, I did not watch most of their games this year. That's just too late. Too damn late.
He missed the 2019 finals and said, you know what? I'm going to prove everybody wrong. AKA Wash King revenge season. Wins the 2020 finals. 29-11-8. Finals MVP at 35.
The picture of consistency, man. This guy is consistently great. And that's how you separate great players from good players. Can you do it consistently? And he does it. Not only does he do it consistently in the regular season, he does it consistently on the big stage. What more can I say? That's what the Jay-Z lyric says.
I mean, what more can you ask for the guy? I mean, he literally says, you know, you put me on God's green earth, east, west. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the craziest stat I saw, not including this year, is LeBron's played with 129 different teammates. 129 different personalities, 129 different IQs, 129 different
families,
circumstances, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you had 129 different coworkers in the past 10 years, you probably wouldn't even stay at your job.
Nah. Especially if I'm the reason why everybody's eating. Somebody better help me out around here.
So if I'm a GM and LeBron was on the board and there was no cap, oh yeah, for sure. $1 billion contract for a 4-year term. I mean, the craziest thing I saw also is when LeBron left Cleveland the first time, here's the craziest thing people fail to realize, and this is why I think he's really deserving that 1B. LeBron he's a walking economy himself. I mean, the Cavs, just downtown alone, just downtown Cleveland, when LeBron left, lost $48 million.
Sheesh.
Yeah. By them not making the playoffs. Of course, you get those 10 home games in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. The organization lost $150 million.
What more can you say?
And it even gets worse. Cleveland has an organization, Cleveland Cavaliers, lost $100 million value on their franchise when LeBron left.
No wonder Dan Gilbert wrote that angry letter to LeBron. He wasn't really angry that he left per se in terms of basketball. He was mad because he lost so much money and he knew he was going to continue to lose money. Now the Cavs are just a first round pick machine. That's what they do for a living. Dan Gilbert just gets first round picks every few years.
I mean, at this point, ever since LeBron left in 2016, they never recovered at all.
They won't. And they won't.
Never recovered. I mean, that for one person to have that big of an impact on your organization where you lose $100 million in value, he's deserving. He's deserving of that 1B.
I'm pretty sure that the Heat went through some of the same things as well, but it's South Beach as compared to Cleveland. It's big. You're always gonna have a draw when you go to Miami, but I'm sure. I didn't get to go to any of the games because I'm up here in Atlanta, but I'm sure the ticket prices were cheaper. And for a few years there, when we had McBob, Josh McRoberts, jeez, what a terrible 4 years.
Saturdays.
And ADD Hassan Whiteside and Edible Poppin' Dion Waiters. Although I really like Dion Waiters. He's a fun guy. But
Mr. Cheese.
But still, nobody was lining up outside the doors to come to a Miami Heat game. It was just a bunch of fans that really love Miami Heat and me. So you can definitely make a strong case for that $1 billion. And the crazy thing is, you pay him $1 billion, you're still gonna recoup that money.
Oh,
and
for
sure. It could be in that first year.
For sure. I mean, with the LA market right now, with him in LA, with the endorsements, the marketing, the commercials, and they just won the finals. I mean, Jeannie Buss right now is probably grinning from ear to ear with the checks and the money that's going to be rolled. Imagine if COVID was not here. That Lakers parade right now, come on, man. Kobe just passed away. RIP to Kobe. But this is the historic finals. I mean, even AD. I mean, AD stepped up, had a great finals. I mean, there was a couple of games he didn't play too well, but
2 of them, and Miami Heat won those. So when he doesn't play well, they don't win.
Well, he definitely lost the MVP trophy by doing that. But, I mean, right now I'm looking at the Lakers. I'm saying to myself, so AD has $28.7 million. He can opt in, but he did it. He opted out of that contract to sign a new contract. I think this is the start of the Lakers going to sign another big star.
You know what's so crazy about this past finals? No one. I mean, they're gonna remember it. Don't get me wrong. But in the annals of history, in Lakers history, it's just not. No one's really gonna remember this team when you think about who they were playing against. Everywhere you go, if there's a Miami Heat fan near you, they're gonna talk about how they're never gonna forget this team because it's the LeBron factor. We talked about this offline, how LeBron was for the longest time wasn't the highest paid on his team, or it wasn't even he wasn't the highest paid in the league.
Absolutely not.
Which is ridiculous when you talk about the numbers that you just went over. But it's because of the way LeBron is wired and his skill set. He needs good players around him. If he has trash players around him, he can carry them, but they won't be able to get over the hump. Shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers that lost against the Spurs when he had, like, he just got a Joe off the street who could dribble a basketball and shoot, and he could take them as far as it took, but then he couldn't get over the hump. So he
showed us twice. I mean, when Wade knees was hurting in the 2014 finals, even they lost. But I think the biggest one is that 2015 one. 2015, you talking about Matthew Dellavedova, no Kyrie, no Kevin Love. He went 6 games with Golden State.
Yep.
And honestly, I mean, even Kevin Love doesn't come back. You give me Kyrie Irving, I think Cleveland wins that series.
Mm-hmm. It's very similar. That's funny you mentioned that too, because very similar. No one was giving the Heat a chance at all in this finals, and Jimmy Butler willed them to 2 wins. So it's kind of like that value. We talk about the value of LeBron, right? But how about Jimmy Butler? What is the value of Jimmy Butler being a perfect fit for a franchise?
I mean, right now he's definitely showed his value. He had a great finals. He gave you that 40-point triple-double. I think Jimmy Butler just ran into the right situation, right system at the right time. I mean, Miami right now looks like the perfect fit. He fits in like a glove with them. Yep. Definitely coached up the young guys very well. I know Pat Riley is really happy that he got him. But if I'm Jimmy Butler, I am asking for another star. I think Jimmy Butler gave everything he had in the finals. But if they just had one more star alongside him, not saying the Lakers would not have won, but it would have made it a little bit more tougher. I mean, there's speculation out there. We know the big whale that you always like to say that Pat Riley likes to go get, and next year they have a chance. And there's no secret. Giannis says he's not signing an extension this year at least.
Was that's official? He's not signing that extension? He's not signing,
at least not this year.
Whew. Yikes.
So, Milwaukee's taking a chance playing it out this year if they don't trade him. Because next year they could lose him for nothing. And if he walks and goes to Miami and Miami don't have to lose none of their pieces,
that's tough.
That's
a tough team.
I'm sorry, Brooklyn fans. I know you got Kyrie, you got KD, but Miami might roll through the East next year if they get Giannis.
Yikes. I didn't know that. I thought
but
he left it in.
At the same time, Giannis, if he goes to Miami, he's going to leave a bag on that table. I mean, right now, Giannis is due for a big payday, 5 years, $220 million. That's not easy to walk away from.
Mm-hmm. Versus $80 million less.
$80 million. That's a top tier guy's contract.
But you know what I was thinking about? I did those numbers. I don't really know how the income tax, if you were to, but he really wouldn't be giving up $80 million. Because they have no income tax in Florida. So, I mean, I don't know how much that's going to be, but he's definitely going to be giving up big money. Is it worth it? We talk about LeBron taking lesser contracts. Remember when he came down to Miami, Bosh and Wade were there, and they were trying to get paid as well. So he took less so that we could fit all of that into one team. So that was kind of it seemed like everywhere he went after he left Miami, he did that. Short contracts so that he can get all the talent on the team. It really was a blueprint. So the same for Giannis. I'm wondering if is it worth it? Kind of like you're paying for wins. If you know there's a direct correlation between how much money you leave on the table or leave for the team to be able to use and better teammates, you're basically it's a no-brainer. You want to win more than you want to have that money in your bank account, and you got the endorsements and everything to back you up. So, yeah, I'm leaving money on the table, but I got better teammates and I can get those rings, which in the end, these guys, when you're a professional, you have all the money, you have everything taken care of. What's left? Your pride. You want to win, right? You want to do the best in your field. So, I think Giannis, personally, I think he makes that move to Miami.
I agree. I mean, I know it's money you leaving on the table, but 1 year in Miami, you'll get that money back. You got the market, you got the endorsements, you got the sponsorships, and then if you start winning championships, you know, obviously you get the playoff checks, the championship checks, and you get more brands looking at you. Mm-hmm. You'll make that $80 million back over time.
Come on down, Giannis. If you're listening, come on down. Nigerian man, Yoruba man, join your Yoruba friends on. Don't get me started.
But
I'm just saying
he's not Nigerian though.
He's not Nigerian?
No, he's not.
What?
He's not Nigerian.
Yeah, he is. He's Greek and Nigerian, isn't he?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, he's Greek and Nigerian.
Well, he reps Greek more than
Nigerian. Of course, he was born in Greece, but it's the same thing. Like we Haitian and we was born here, but he's Nigerian.
That's why he's so
Nigerian
strong.
Descent.
He be eating that fufu and that puff puffs. That's why he's so strong. Shout out to all the Nigerians, man. Shout out to the people in Nigeria. What's going on?
He's Nigerian. Adebayo's dad was Nigerian. That's where the Adebayo comes from. Iguodala's Nigerian. And then if we can go out and get Oladipo, we're just gonna have like the Nigerian national team. Just come on down, Yoruba boys, Miami Yoruba boys. Come on down, Giannis. Come on down.
Y'all definitely be the black foreign team.
I'm telling you. We're getting off track. Anyway, continue.
But I don't know. I mean, I think if I'm Giannis at this point, you really have to kind of watch. I know you don't want to be a follower, but watch the LeBron blueprint. I mean, LeBron's it's a 4-year 154 from the Lakers. Let's be serious. That's underpaid.
Yes.
But he's winning championships. At this point, you get to a point in your career is, do you want the bag or do you want the rings?
LeBron talks about legacy. And part of your legacy is winning. There's a reason why all these shady histories of all these athletes get erased. Winning cures all. I'm not saying it's right. It's just what happens. I mean, there's been multiple cases. Yo, Kobe cheated on his entire wife. You know, not to speak ill of the dead, but that's what happened. And she not stupid. She stuck right around. He got that last contract. Remember, it was the highest in the history of the league for 1 year. Correct. At the time.
25 mil.
25 mil. So, I mean, LeBron's do that. It's just that right now he's prioritizing winning, which I can't blame him. I want to win too. I would leave some money on the table to win.
In this day and age, that's what it comes down to, man. A lot of guys are out here getting the bag. A lot of guys out here getting MVP trophies, scoring champs, all this stuff. But if you're not winning, especially you're not winning big, I mean, it's nice, it sounds nice, it looks nice, but you're not going to be in the talks of the elite.
That's a fact.
You're just not. But I mean, let's get to LeBron's co-partner, which in my opinion, Mr. Co-MVP AD.
LeBron.
26 years old, first year with the Lakers, he wins a championship. I think AD is finally clicking. I think he finally gets it. I think AD is due for another 3 more championships, and I think this is how it's going to play out. So obviously, AD and LeBron are close now. I think AD had got the secret sauce from LeBron on, you know, the money part. Like, hey, opt out of this contract, sign another contract, extend it, you know, stretch it out. You go and get your money. Let's free up some money. Let's go get Bradley Beal. And the reason I say Bradley Beal is because if they go get Bradley Beal, that will be the best big 3 LeBron has ever played with.
It will also be the only 3 because they'll have to trade the entire team to get him.
I don't think so.
Bradley
Beal only has 2 years, $72 million contract.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to trade a lot of people to get Bradley Beal.
No, they don't, because there's 5 guys that's coming off their books this year. There's a lot of guys that had 1-year contracts this year.
Well, a bad team like Washington definitely likes expiring contracts,
and not only that,
clear it out.
I mean, if you're Washington, you have to face reality. John Wall's coming back at 30. John Wall doesn't have a jump shot yet. We don't know what John Wall you're going to get. Even if John Wall comes back healthy, are you making it out the East?
But besides that, besides the basketball of it all, think of it from the owner's perspective. I'm not going to trade away the one thing that's putting butts in my seats. I'm not doing that. I don't care how much I can get back from them. I feel like they've gotten, and then on top of that, he's saying the right things in the media. Bill is always talking about, I feel like we have enough, which I always laugh because he's literally playing basketball with anyone you can pick from the YMCA.
The only enough he's talking about is the 30 plus he averaged this year. That's the enough.
Yeah, and you just don't trade that guy without getting something good back. And I don't think the Lakers have anyone on their roster that's worth Bradley Beal. They're gonna have to come with it. I'm talking about they literally have no one. They have no one they can send over there. If I'm the owner of the Wizards, I'm not accepting anything on their roster. They got nothing.
What if they do a 3-team trade?
Now we talking. Now we talking, but I don't know with who.
But my thing is this: is like, I get what you're saying, but you gotta come to the point. Just like Houston has the same situation. It's like, yeah, you have these stars, but how much longer are you just going to keep these stars if you're not progressing? Washington never reached the Eastern Conference Finals, and Washington, I think, went to the second round maybe twice in the John Wall, Bradley Beal era. I might be wrong, but they don't have great playoff success. You might as well get value or some type of value for them now. What if, okay, just say you don't trade them and you never find a trade for them, and those 2 years pass and Bradley Beal walks for nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
you're paying John Wall $38 million a year right now.
I think they would be more inclined to do it because obviously another losing season is coming.
For sure.
I think they try to move him in that last year because he does still have 2 full seasons in his contract left. So I think they try to move him in the last year.
Correct. But then you run into like the AD situation where it's like, okay, you wait till last year. Now I can offer you peanuts because if you don't take none of these trades, I'll just wait till the end of the season to where he becomes a free agent. He walks away from you for nothing. So you might as well get your value now. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened with New Orleans. New Orleans thought they could ask for the house for AD. Lakers didn't bite. They said, we'll wait. But yes, they gave up. They still gave up a lot.
Definitely.
But now you look back on it, it's worth it because guess what? They're 2020 champions. So AD, LeBron, Bradley Beal, if that happens, mark my words, LeBron will have 6 championships. Bradley Beal will prolong LeBron's career. I think they win 2 in the next 4 years.
Yeah, I don't see a team really competing with that kind of team.
I mean, imagine this.
Beal and LeBron, that's tough.
For the regular season, LeBron can say, hey, I'll just play 30 minutes tonight and sit and rest up for the playoffs and the finals.
Say it with me. Load management.
I mean, it'll probably be the most rest he received his whole career. And then not only that,
rested LeBron in the playoffs. Good
luck.
Night.
You might as well pencil it in.
Yep.
LeBron, Finals MVP, Lakers, 2021 champions at that point. I mean, and not only that, if Bradley Beal comes for the long haul, by the time the LeBron era kind of ends and fades out, Bradley Beal and AD would just be their early 30s, 30, 31, maybe 32 years old. So they can even ride that wave for another 4 or 5 years. Showtime will be back. They might go get another star. And the Lakers are contenders for what, 6, 7, 8 years? Mm-hmm. I think it gets scary. If I'm the Lakers, I don't care. Who do you want? You can't touch LeBron. You can't touch AD. Who do you want? Because I'll go find the other pieces. Lakers did it this year. They found the 1-year contract. They found the Rajon Rondos of the world. They found the Alex Caruso's of the world. You can find those. Give me a Bradley Beal. You want Markieff Morris. You want Alex Caruso. You want JR. You want Rajon Rondo.
No.
Take them all.
No.
I know it doesn't sound pretty.
Kuzma is halfway decent.
Yeah, take Kuzma too. Like Shannon Sharp said, he's worth 12 Clorox swipes. Who cares?
I don't want any of those guys.
I mean, but I get
the major thing that would get Beal over there, I think, would be a pick, and they don't have a high pick
because they gave it to New Orleans.
Yeah, that's gonna kill them.
But Rob Pelinka pulled it off. Maybe he can do it again.
That's true.
The biggest bargaining chip you have is, hey, you either give him to me now and get something for him, or he will be with me in a year and a half and you get nothing for him.
Here's the biggest issue with that. They have no leverage. The Lakers, that is. They have no leverage because of what Beal is saying publicly. And the fact that he signed the extension. For the love of God, why did Bradley Beal do that? I don't understand why he did it. It must be because he got them 2 little baby boys at home that made him want to get that money now. Because, good Lord,
he was
really
just trying to show
loyalty.
I think he was just trying to show loyalty to the team he got drafted to.
Ridiculous.
But at this day and age, I mean, guys, let's be serious. How many people have won championships with the team you got drafted to? There's not too many.
And there's a lot of guys talking that cash. Dame Lillard,
Melo at one point.
Yeah, and look at where Melo's at, chasing a ring. Still can hoop, chasing a ring because he wanted to stay loyal. Man, these hoes ain't loyal. These teams ain't loyal. These owners ain't loyal. Get your money. Yes, I understand that. But after a certain time, like the LeBron blueprint, that's 7 years, right? You give it to the organization. Get it right before I'm out of here. Because on that 7th year, I'm not opting in. And then I'm gone.
That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. I mean, a lot of guys say, hey, I want to stay here. I want to stay here. I want to stay here. But do you really? I mean, over history, it's shown itself. If you don't have a top 5 player on your team, you're not winning the finals. I don't care how nice you are, how many role players you have. There's only one exception, and that was the 04 Pistons. After that, if you ain't got a top 5 player, good night. You're not touching the final. And if you're touching it, you're not winning. Well, on that note, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for tuning into this episode.
Sports Cash.